Yeah, and so especially in Western Christianity, we buy into an idea that once you become a believer, that everything's tidy. But that's not biblical.
So
And
we
you
did
look-
this the other day. My little sister came, and so she's 4 years younger than me. Never in a million years, like we've traded surprises at this point, because never in a million years, knowing the Zach that she knew, from her birth to probably 26 years old. She would have never had that Zach to officiate her wedding. Well, I met Jesus, and I officiated my little sister's wedding. It was the hardest day of my life. I've never cried more. I've never been more proud, all at the same time. In the same way, I would have never in a million years expected that my little sister would come right here and sit right where you are, and we would talk about church planning with her and her husband, Jonathan, who is a man of a great man of faith. And we sat right here, and we had a lot of these same conversations the other day. And I don't know, I kind of lost my train of thought. I got to thinking about little sister's wedding, and how did I interrupt you there? Because I really wanted to make that point. What was I going to say? We were talking about this. I got it. We were talking about this. We were talking about how the modern church. Well, two things. One, have you seen the new? You probably haven't read it because it just came out. There's a book just came out, The Unsaved Christian. There is an author, a prominent Christian author, who is making the assertion that the largest unreached people group that no one is talking about is the unsaved Christian, the American unsaved Christian that goes to the church, that tells them that they pray the prayer or they do this or they do that, and then nothing else matters, or whatever, fill in the blank. And where we landed on it was I came up in a very different. I came up very legalistic and in a Church of Christ, and now and God. I mean, I separated from Christ for years and years and years, and then 6 years ago, I see, this is where it gets messy. A lot of people would say, well, you came back to the flock or whatever. And I would say, I was never saved until I truly met Jesus and entered into a relationship with him. And the reality is the American church says this. There's a big emotional moment. We've got great music. Oh, and then a pastor gets up, he's probably wearing some skinny jeans with some holes in it and a backwards hat and some thick rimmed glasses that he probably doesn't need. And he says, if you need to do business with God, or if this music has reached you and God is stirring in your soul, come now while we stand and sing. And everybody stands up, and there's this big emotional response, and we all run to the front of the stadium. We fall on our face. We say, Jesus, oh my gosh, Jesus, I love you so much. You're the greatest thing in the world. And then for the next 6 months, we do nothing. And so this American concept that you're talking about, and it is uniquely American.
It is.
I mean, and those of you, and we are running out of time quickly, and we've not even touched what we want to talk. So we're going to go there next. So we're not going to go. We're not even going to respond to this. But for those of you that don't know Allie, she was a missionary to the Middle East that was in the house of Saddam. That, I mean, she, if you don't know her backstory, and we're not going to, like I said, I'm not, and I preface that because I know that if we dive into that, we'll spend another 30 minutes and we'll never talk about anything we wanted to talk about. But this woman knows what's uniquely American and what's not. And I leave and go to Central America often, and I spend time there, and I've traveled I'm very blessed to have gone in a lot of places, but not like this woman. And so when I tell you that this Christianity that is, what's the right word? Emotional, maybe, is the right word. I mean, it's a very emotionally shallow, it's emotional but shallow. Like it's a response based. It's a feeling.
It's a need based.
What's a feeling? But need based is all of us. When I'm talking about the feel good base, it's my need. There it is. I'm a needy person, and I need some Jesus, and I'm going to get a shallow emotional version of him.
It's like, what about Bob? I need